Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And thank you for being here and thank you for the super thanks. And avoid those fraud hustlers trying to get you to contact me, not me. Okay, I would like to discuss social chameleons. I'm kind of wondering if Andrew is a social chameleon like Meghan Markle. We do know Meghan's playing the social chameleon role right now because she wants to change her ethnicity. Yet, once again, she wants to identify differently. Yes, that is a social chameleon, you guys. What is a social chameleon? It is described as a person who often changes his or her beliefs. Yes. Or behavior in order to please others so they can succeed. Yes. They thrive on inconsistency. They don't mind saying one thing and doing another. Does that sound like someone we know? They can usually read rooms, then adjust themselves accordingly to the room's mood and adjust their actions. That's how they win. That's how they get fuel. That's how they drive you in. That's how they get you into their web. Yes. But they pay an emotional price for it. They have less stable, intimate relationships, marriages, all of that. They're very shallow connections. And the people who dislike them, they really work hard on trying to change that to get them to like them. So they really are quite disliked. People can usually kind of see the shallow character. And it seems like, a lot of times you'll see that in like high schools, for instance. I like to figure the biggest narcissist in a high school will be like most usually the most popular kid in the school, where everyone seems to know them, but they hardly know them. That's usually your narcissist, just to give you a little heads up on that from what I've read. Also, they tend to be high on the scale in terms of representation in actors. Actors are very high in the chameleon energy. Yes, they are. So is the salesperson, your top salespeople. Same with diplomats and politicians. In fact, I picked up from another writer on Quora that it is 250 times more likely to be on the antisocial spectrum. Yes, 250 times more than the general population. They can swing from bubbly to reserved on a dime. That is a social chameleon. Yes. Markle doesn't have a very good social mask. She lets it slip often. And that's because she's not a psychopath. And so she's definitely not a psychopath because the mask slips too easily. And she's not cool as a cucumber. And she gets angry too easily and too jealous. A psychopath doesn't get jealous, you guys. This is why she's not a psychopath. Psychopaths could care less about jealousy. They can care less about pleasing you. They can care less about changing themselves for you. It's just not in their repertoire of how they represent themselves. So just FYI, because I am reading and getting deep into it. I have had this book, but now I'm starting to really get into it, and that is this book here. So yes, so I'm getting a little more into the studies behind it. So there you go. Anyways, let's find out about Andrew. Is Andrew a social chameleon? Because it is coming out that things are going to leak out in business dealings involving Maxwell, and they held back because of Queen Elizabeth. They didn't want that allegedly, that there's dealings coming out. So I wonder what that is. Most likely financial, because, he probably used Epstein for business dealings. So I'm sure since they say it's most likely business dealings, I cannot disagree with that. I think he's had some money issues, that's been no secret, I guess. So let's ask the pendulum first. Is the Maxwell going to put out some scathing information on Prince Andrew? Will it be scathing? Will it be scathing and shocking information about Andrew? Will it be scathing information? Will it be shocking? Will we be shocked? And it says maybe, which means it kind of is on the line, not sure. Does it have anything to do with underage girls? Does it have anything to do with underage girls? No. So is it strictly business dealings? Yes. Does it have to do with monies owed to Epstein? Monies owed to Epstein? Does Andrew owe money to Epstein? Ah, yes. Okay, so he owes money to Epstein. This is what probably the gripe is. Okay, so let's get some cards on it. Cards on, is he a social chameleon is my question now. Is Andrew a social chameleon? Is Andrew a social chameleon? Is Andrew a social chameleon? We got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, so I would say this here, based on the Maxwell connection here, I'm going to say she is obviously not in the position right now to really be doing much because she's not in control. But this, I feel, is most likely, this could be Fergie or it could be Maxwell. So I'm going to ask, it could be Fergie because he's dealing with an ex-wife that seems to cling to him. Is this Fergie? Is this Fergie here, this Queen of Pentacles in reverse? Is this Fergie? No, it's not. Is it Maxwell? Yes, it's Maxwell. So it's Maxwell, and she is in prison, as we know. She's not able to energize. She's not able to take care of anything. She cannot work. She cannot be self-sufficient. She can't do anything at this point in time. Locked up is locked up, right? So he cannot share energy with her. There's probably communication problems. With the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, she's very greedy. She's unstable. She's claiming she didn't do the job that people are accusing her of. She's in full denial. She's self-absorbed. She's selfish. She's envious. She's slovenly. She cannot keep her home orderly. Her life's not in flow. Her life has gone down the tubes. So this is her life has gone down the tubes, and she really cannot execute plans. Upright, the Queen of Pentacles can execute plans. She can gather all her resources. So she might be actually, because she cannot gather all her resources right now, she may not be able to actually give out anything that's going to cause him harm. Because she doesn't have that resource. She's locked up. And this is a cruel act because it's not in a loving position. Queen of Pentacles upright is in a loving position. So this is her being kind of angry and throwing him under the bus a bit, maybe to save herself because she's trying to deny that she was part of the process, that she executed plans. She doesn't want people to think that she executed all the plans, so that she may be trying to throw him under the bus and shift some blame onto him about business dealings and monies owed and all that kind of stuff. Because right now those resources simply are not available unless she's going to have someone bring it to her in prison. Let's get to the challenging position. The challenging position. Challenging position. There's the card. And it is, yeah, the Page of Pentacles. Ooh, it is to do with the underage people involved. Now, I'm just going to say it like that and drop it. We know what we're getting at. That's a challenging position. Payment. Payment, yeah, could be something owed there. Also, the Page of Pentacles is an offer. So the challenging position is she would like to put out some news. This is that apprenticeship, training, building portfolio, gaining skills. So he probably was trying to build some sort of portfolio, financial portfolio with her. Kind of a young part of the process, getting started in it. He was sort of an apprenticeship of building a portfolio of some kind. And the challenging position is probably getting what she wanted out of him in the process. So he didn't fulfill whatever it was they were probably doing because she wants to talk about it. So let's see what's going on here. The focal point. Focal point is the Five of Cups in reverse. So the Five of Cups in reverse is basically having to rebuild and recover from the loss. So let's see. I asked, is he a chameleon? Well, he did suffer sort of a breakup because Epstein is no longer alive. So that's the card of regret. It's the card of mourning. So maybe she also wants to talk to him or mention about the loss of Epstein and also the regret and loss of the propositions, the apprenticeship position he was in, trying to manifest some young energy, a creative project, reaching goals, building a portfolio. There's sort of this emotional loss. It came to a standstill because fives are kind of like still energy. He's just sitting there, you know, holding himself still. It just kind of went frozen. Things kind of came to a crashing halt at some point in time, as we know. So yeah, and had to recover the losses. So there's some sort of recovery of losses. Let's go to the past position. We got here, there was a lack of excitement. The spark was put out. The spark, there was no growth. I'd say that's because Epstein died. And it's rejection. And it's a feeling of rejection, being told no. And there was no energy put into it. So maybe Andrew made a lot of promises that he would do something that he didn't live up to. And there was no growth. But it also represents the fact that Epstein passed away. So this whole so-called business dealings came to a screeching halt. It never really got off the ground, is what I'm seeing here. She wanted it to, and it didn't happen. Let's get to the hidden energy. So he would be innocent. I mean, yeah, there were plans, but nothing actually happened. Let's get to the next position here. We've got here the traitor position. Yes, she's feeling like he was a traitor in the situation, that he didn't put in the service he promised, and she's incapable of taking a new perspective on the situation. So she's kind of calling him a traitor to Andrew, a traitor to the business dealings, a traitor to her resources, a traitor to the energy of spark of energy starting a new creative project, which could involve young people. He's also in denial with that Ace of Wands of the phallic symbol. I'm just going to call it that way. The phallic symbol in reverse. So he's in denial of the phallic symbol with the page energy. That's the best way to vocalize that so I don't get flagged. Yeah, so she might want to bring that out. You know, he's in full denial, but I'm going to think maybe she's going to say that he's lying, quite possibly. She may backpedal. I know some are saying that she's saying that the photograph of him and that one girl that got millions of dollars from him, not going to say her name, because why give her more fame? I think she's not so innocent, to be quite frank. She went along, she got along, she made out, she knew exactly what she was doing, so I'm not going to even say her name. Plus, I don't want to get my video flagged. So there's this rejection, there's this denial, so I don't know. It's kind of looking like she's feeling like he's just this traitor of energy here, and this business dealing didn't get off the ground. But he is in full denial of penetration. Yeah, I would need to clarify on that. I really would. Let's get to the next position. I can use this deck. I'll probably pull this deck out just so I don't interfere with this deck here, so I can get all the necessary cards needed. Let's get to the next position, going into the future, because this gets kind of really deep, and I don't know here. So yeah, support. Okay. She wants his support. She wants to keep the support with him. Wow. Okay. There was a group of people involved. There was a network. He was part of the network. Yeah. He was involved in the network. And he's denying it. He's saying, no, I didn't. My thumb's down. I think she's going to say no. She's going to backpedal and say, no, he was part of the network. We were starting something, and he's in full denial. So yeah. Let's get to the feelings in the situation, So I'd say he's kind of a chameleon, because he's socially involved, yet he denies it. So that is that confusion that they like to create. Who does that? Narcissist. They want to keep you confused, do one thing, say another. There you have it, social chameleon. And that's what I'm seeing here. I'm saying one thing, but I'm doing another. And I do it so that I can be accepted socially, so that I can fit in, so I can succeed. So that is social chameleon right here. Let's get to the feelings in the situation. That wants out. It did not work. He did not actually work on it. So yeah, there was some kind of business proposition. Something just did not pan out, and it didn't get actually worked on. So, you know, you're not guilty in the court of law by putting a business plan together. As long as you don't act on it, there's nothing she truly has on him. So basically, he's going to come out innocent in this situation because there was no action taken place. Let's get to the next position is the outside influences. Outside influences, Page of Cups. Yeah, Page of Cups, putting out that loving message, putting out some kind of emotional message on his behalf. Idealistic energy. She's going to probably say that Prince Andrew is sensitive, you know, head up in the clouds. He sort of was naive about the whole situation, yet he was in the network. Yes, we wanted to do some kind of business, financial situation, but it was a challenge to get it off the ground. And, you know, he was kind of viewed as a traitor because it didn't really go on, and he didn't self-sacrifice himself in order to achieve it or do it. So it was a loss. We ended up losing Andrew, and the spark went out. The business plan, the idea went tanked, became a negatory. And so she's going to say, yeah, he never worked on it, and he's just a sensitive guy. Everyone saw him as sort of the sensitive, naive. So she's going to say he was kind of naive on some of the structures of the business. So I think she's going to defend him. This looks like she may come out defending him, is what it's looking like. That might be the shocking part. I guess that's the scathing part that people are saying is going to happen. Okay, so let's go to the hopes and fears, hopes and fears, hopes and fears with Maxwell and Andrew, hopes and fears with Maxwell and Andrew, hopes and fears with Maxwell and Andrew. Here we go. What is it? Yep, Four of Cups. So very apathy, disconnected. So she's going to say that he was disconnected. He didn't accept that cup. He didn't accept that cup, that offering. He didn't take it. So I think, yeah, she's going to come out swinging in his defense. That Four of Cups is dissatisfaction. Yeah, he did feel like he didn't have enough at home. He was tempted. He was tempted. There was temptation there. Definite temptation. But as you can see, this person doesn't exactly accept it. So the temptation was very high. So she's going to paint him as idealistic, naive. It didn't work out, but yet he was in the network. He did hang out. They drank. They had fun together. Let's get to the final call. The final call. Final call. Final call is the nostalgia card. Yes, the Six of Cups in reverse, stuck in the past. Basically saying that he had some unhappiness in his childhood. He didn't feel completely, utterly loved. There were some negative feelings. You know, he wanted to reconnect with the friendship. He wanted it because he missed him when he was away. This is also a position of feeling kind of depressed. You know, so this passing on the traditions did not happen involving Andrew in terms of the, quote, business. Karmic relationship in reverse. Their karmic relationship was broken through death, through prison, and that relationship is now broke, but they're still stuck in the past because they had that involvement. So that's basically how it's reading. So yeah, that's interesting. Interesting. I didn't know what to expect here. But I would say, yes, he is definitely a social chameleon because, you know, of some of these other cards, like I stated earlier. So I would say he does have that energy going on in him. So basically a life of a nightmare. Yeah, she's having an absolute life of a nightmare. The whole situation became a life of a nightmare. Trying to take a step back from the situation and heal themselves. And basically this here is the Eight of Cups. This is walking away for empowerment with the Eight of Cups. This is, you know, just total leaving others behind and a path of the unknown. It's transition. It's a lifestyle change. But here she's going to say that the priorities have changed. She'll probably say she tried walking away from Epstein and his network. That Andrew tried walking away. We both tried to walk away. I think she's going to claim she wasn't quite so enmeshed in it as she was, that she always tried to walk away, and it was such a nightmare. Andrew saw what a nightmare it was, you know, and so basically he should have walked away. If he didn't walk away, he should have done it sooner. But he did have such nostalgia going on. He kept coming back because he just felt like he didn't have enough. There was a little bit of sadness, unhappiness in him. So he kept coming back for this little fun group to hang out with, where he should have walked away and stayed away, more than likely, and to save himself. And he created this nightmare for himself, causing people to weep, the weeping woman here. And it was kind of a loss not seeing Andrew at some point in time. So there was this sort of friendship. She's going to claim friendship. So yeah, that's basically how I see it. So whatever was going on, it didn't pan out. It was interrupted, basically through probably Epstein's arrest and legal issues. It came to a halt, as we know, and then his death really put the brakes on it. So it's really going to be about her coming out swinging that they were friends, and he didn't know as much as what people think he knows. So I think it's going to be in defense of Andrew. I don't think it's going to be anything super dark, but yeah, business dealings were going to happen, but they did not unfold. So that will not make him legally liable for anything. That he's quite naive and you know, was just suffering from dissatisfaction, emotional dissatisfaction, and needing friendships and connections, and needed a good time, and that's why he went there. So that's how I see that. I hope you enjoy this. Till next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.